and welcome back to Sherwood Park Toyota. Today we're looking at a Toyota Prius Prime SE in the color red. Let's take a look. Starting up front, underneath the hood, we have the gas components of the hybrid energy system. It is a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, automatic transmission, gets up to 220 horsepower, 139 pound-foot of torque. Up front, you've got your LED headlamps and daytime running lights. Then you'll find these little round nodules across the front. These guys are the front parking sensors. On to the side here, we have these 17-inch alloy wheels. Then, as you move back, you'll find that you have the factory tinting on all your rear windows. As you approach the back of the rear passenger side panel, you have what looks to be the gas entrance, but this is actually where you're able to access your plug-in charging port. So you can see inside of here, we do have a video covering this type of plug-in hybrid in more detail if you would like to look at some more information from us. Then in the back here on the right hand side you have your Prime badge with the little HEV hybrid badge next to it, SE trim level badge on top there. All the way across you have the backup parking sensors just like you do up front. Then you have the Prime across the back, and underneath of your Toyota logo is the backup camera. To open up your rear cargo space, reach inside. You can press the button inside of here and lift the trunk upwards. So first off, up top here, this is the interior cargo cover. This guy is able to be attached to the hatch. You can see it with these little cords that go all the way up top. They're simply attached up there on this little knob, which means it is very easy to detach this if you don't want this to be raising and lowering with the hatch itself. If you wanted to just sit flat like a shelf in the back there, if you take these guys off of the little strings on the little hooks, it will do that for you instead. The purpose of this feature is to help to protect the goods that you have stored in the back, especially when you have a slanted roof like you have on the hatch here. Makes it really easy for any passerbys to look inside and see what goods you have stored inside of your unit. If you don't want people to be doing that, it's best to have a cargo cover such as this guy to help keep everything private. Now in here we do have a couple of accessories, including the cargo net. This can be set up a couple ways. Lots of people like to stretch them across the back. You can have it going from side to side, or even covering across the rear floor space. The purpose of the cargo net is to help reduce the amount of movement of any goods in the back here, so it provides a little bit of a barrier to reduce things from moving so they're not smacking around as much. Secondly, it also has a built-in envelope design, so it has a built-in pouch that you can use to tuck goods inside, either to keep them close by so you have quick, easy access, or to help keep them out of the way instead. We also have the Prius carpeted mats underneath there. All the units do come with both carpeted and rubber sets. Down below, you'll find the Toyota branded rubber mat cargo liner. This guy goes across the bottom of the dedicated floor space and across the back of the second row seats. This guy's also got two jobs. First off, again, helping to protect your vehicle. It is made of this nice durable rubber, so it is able to be able to put through a lot of turmoil, and it has this texturing on it, which helps reduce the amount of movement of any items put on top. That way, you don't have the cargo making direct contact with your vehicle and scratching or scraping it up. Secondly, it helps to keep your space clean. It is much easier to simply pick this up out of the space. You can remove it, shake or rinse any dirt or debris off of it, and then pop it back in. The ones on the back of the seats just have a couple of little Velcro pads. You're easily able to remove them and stick them back on. That way you keep your space nice and clean. Now on the left hand side, you have your 12-volt adapter there. On the right, you have your interior lights. You'll find this little black space here. It is a bit of a built-in floor panel or a bit of a covering in the back here. This is where you're able to access your battery should you ever need to. You do have this extra deep storage well space instead matching on the left hand side where the battery is taking it up on the right. If you're looking for your tire kit, look down at the ground to be able to find this little notch here. You can reach your hand in, lift this guy upwards, and then you're able to access your inflation kit down below in here. To close up your space back here, you can reach up to the handle up above and pull this back down into its starting position. Next, let's go take a look at the inside. So inside here, your interior upholstery is the black cloth with both black and red stitching as well on your seats. If you look in between the two sides, there is a folding down armrest / cup holder. You can easily tuck this guy up and away if you'd like to increase seating capacity. Then looking forward on the back of your front passenger seat, you've got pouch storage. Back of the console, you've got all of your charger ports down below. And as noted, we have both rubber and carpeted mats. The rubber ones are currently installed, and they are the specifically Prius Prime Edition. Inside the door, you have your storage spaces and the power window control. Now, taking a look at your front driver's handle, you have these double lines. These guys indicate keyless entries. If you have the key fob on your person, you can tap your hand on top of here or inside the handle to lock or unlock your unit. Inside the driver's door, power windows here for both front and back, window lock, power lock system, and side mirror controls. Up front, you have manually adjustable seats. Controls are on the side of the seats and the bar under the knees to move it back and forth. Then you've got your hood release latch on the bottom left-hand corner of your dash. Top of that, you have your gas release and then your AC 120 volt. Up top is your automatic headlamps, defog of the rear windshield, and heated steering wheel. Up top, next to the steering column, is your controls, your dash brightness, and your odometer trip. So, steering wheel. This guy is black leather with red stitching, like your seats. Then, if you look up top, you've got this glossy little black piece. This guy is a built-in safety feature, so this will track your eye movement. If it realizes that you're looking away from your road for a prolonged period of time, it will flash a couple lights over here to help bring your focus back forward. On the steering wheel itself, left-hand corner here, you have controls for your dash display, which of course is straight up ahead, so we can look overhead or on the steering wheel here. So left-hand side, controls for your dash display there. Then you've got your hands-free communication and volume control. Right-hand side, radio controls on the bottom, adaptive cruise control up top, which includes sonar and lane departure. In the middle here is your infotainment display screen. This is where you go to access much of the information about your daily driving experience. Right now we're looking at the optional navigation, which you can choose to connect through Toyota Connected services. Under that is your audio listening. This is AM, FM, and satellite radio. Full Bluetooth connectivity includes Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and there's optional USB adapters throughout. Then, Bluetooth connection for your phone. Under that is a couple things. You have your climate display for your front, as well as options, so eco, heat, and cool, as well as your windshield de-icer. Then, trip info. You have your energy flow. You may be familiar with this if you're familiar with other Toyota hybrid units, or the Primes as well. This shows you in real time as different components of the hybrid system communicate with each other. Of course, the vehicle is currently parked, not in motion, so there's not a whole lot to show, though it will occasionally kick in just to keep things from turning themselves offwards. You can also see up top here that you have your plug-in option, so it will show that communicating as well. And then what it's plugged into in the center here is a battery, so this will be able to show you how charged up your battery currently is. But there's no guessing game involved for this for you. It's also really interesting to keep an eye on when you're actually out and about in traffic and you're using that regenerative braking technology, and you can see that happening before your eyes. Under this is your charging schedule. So whether you're new to having your Prime, your plug-in hybrid, or if you're just somebody who likes to add a little bit of extra ease to your life, this feature is made for you. This way you're able to just plan ahead and schedule in your charging time for your plug-in vehicle. Under this, you have all your settings, everything from personal profile, Bluetooth information, Wi-Fi display, vehicle customizing, info security, apps, etc. Left-hand side here, you've got your volume. You've got this little sleek Prius logo in the middle here. Then you have your push start ignition and the climate control. Each side we have 3 levels and 4 heated seats. On the left, you also have your defrost for front windshield, rear windshield, and your side mirrors. Under this, you have all of your charger and adapters in the back. You have the storage space that flips up to have an additional hidden storage space. You also have this lovely muted red trim that goes the whole way across your front dash space here. It's really eye-catching, especially when you're in here in person. Then, cup holder spaces here. You've got your gear shift in the back here. Looks a little bit funky if you're not super familiar with it. It does have this little logo on the side showing you which way to move this control in order to get the desired gear shift, and it is something you'll catch on to really quickly once you get the hang of it. Behind that, you've got your drive mode, you have all of your EV options, parking brake, traction control, and then your parking hold as well. In behind, you have more storage on the side, and then the console itself. This guy slides open. Storage spaces inside. You can't see because of the camera angle, but there are more chargers on the front end there as well. On the right and down below, you've got a glove box. Up overhead, you've got your SOS button and the overhead lighting controls. Thanks again, folks, for joining us on this full video tour for this Toyota Prius Prime SE in the color red. It is located here at Sherwood Park Toyota at 31 Automobile Road in Sherwood Park, Alberta. You can also reach us at 780-306-7703. And remember, life is full of choices. Let us be yours.